Part of our Soma culture is that we believe that we hear from God.
There's a step in which I learn that God talks to me. There's a whole nother step that says that God talks to you, and that I have the ability to accept that. And then, of course, John has the ability to speak it and share it.
I don't know what that is. It's kind of mold on it.
A piece of food. Put it in the fire.
I'm touching it.
Yeah.
Great. Now it's going to be like toxic fumes.
Welcome, Tempus Divum. This week we have two podcasts, so it's a little bit longer. Give yourself time to go through these. But this was on the topic of soul versus spirit. Our friends at Ransom Heart we love their podcasts, not just their podcast, but the Eldridge Sons, the And Sons podcast is another awesome one. But they've been talking a lot about, we live in brutal times. I don't think you have to be Christian to notice that. I think anybody notices that. We live in really brutal times. War, the news is horrible, just diseases and chaos, but the pace of life is just nuts. And John Eldridge has been talking about this, and I think I've mentioned this in a couple talks I've done recently, just that seems to be on the Holy Spirit's mind, is that you have to have a whole heart to get through this. And wholeheartedness isn't an option, not that it's an option anyway, but to be able to survive as a family, as a marriage, as individuals.
Certainly to be able to thrive.
To thrive, right.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the talks I did recently was to a young moms group, and their theme for the year was how to flourish. And I'm like, well, that fits perfectly.
Right.
Wholeheartedness is how you flourish. So John Eldridge in these two podcasts is talking about soul versus spirit. You need both. And you need some things that are going to feed your spirit. You're going to need some things that feed your soul.
And they're different.
And they're very different. For the last couple of years, he's talked about this a lot. There was a conference that he had that I'll put a link down below called the Restoration of the Heart Conference. And he talks about this. He comes to a counselor's, because he is a trained counselor, he comes to a counselor's conference. And he's right out of the gate in his session, he says, I have to apologize, and kind of apologizes to them because he realizes and I can't remember what was the apology at first?
It was about the perceived conflict between these two camps.
Why are we fighting here? And he's talking about the camps of healing versus
sort of deep healing, sozo, that kind of thing.
Sozo, hearing God's voice, walking through the Holy Spirit's healing in your life versus the talking it out. Clinical psychology, both are good.
But they're different tools.
They're very different tools. And so these two podcasts kind of unpack that.
Yeah. And
I think in our walk as a team, and especially with Tempus Divum, we've tried to bring a lot of different ideas. I have family members that are in the Catholic Church. My brother-in-law is a priest at Mount Angel. And so Christine and I will go to silent retreats at the monastery and learn about different practices that the Catholics have, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. We have Quaker tradition, all sorts. So that's kind of what this is about. Jesus did all these different things. He didn't just do Bible study.
Right.
He didn't have a Bible. And he didn't just do healing. He did all of the streams of healing and different aspects of Christianity.
So we're gonna let you have these podcasts, and we'll come back here and do a little bit of debrief.